I don't know why I thought about this, but the pejorative of taking the easy way out. So people are like, oh, you're taking the easy way out. And that's just assumed to be a bad thing because sometimes the easy way is also a bad thing. But then I think people inherently think doing things that are easy, that makes them bad. And I don't know why I was thinking about it, but it reminded me of when we moved to Brazil and we were moving there with a guy who had a blog and he told his fans, hey, I'm moving to Brazil and I'm going to live with these guys, work on my charisma and dating. And someone wrote in and said, you're taking the easy way out by moving to a country where you're just going to be considered sexy because of your race.
No.
And it would like devastated his self-esteem because he's like, oh, I don't
want
to take the easy way out.
I'm supposed to play him hard mode.
Yeah. Like I
supposed to live in New York where everyone's mean.
Exactly. And I was like, why do you think that it's bad to go somewhere where everyone's friendly and beautiful and thinks you're super attractive?
And by the way, that is not what happened. Like it was a normal place with.
It's just, and I mean, it's just a lesson of don't outsource your self-esteem to random people you don't know on the internet. But yeah, it really shook him that he was taking the easy way out. And to me, I feel like that can be a great decision to make sometimes, is to take the easy way to a good goal or whatever it may be. So
most of the time, probably. Right?
But it's pejorative. I mean, you've heard it like, oh, that person's taking the easy way out. I don't even have to tell you about the situation. The undertone of that is that it's negative. Yeah,
I think this is I guess kind of the problem is that the slogan obviously has positive use cases, right? Where it's instead of telling this person the truth, you're taking the short-term gain at the long-term cost is the problem. I think that's what is more intended by this statement is, oh, this is a short-term gain that is going to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, that's where it started.
But then it just becomes a slogan.
Well, I think especially in like hustle, this is, I guess for our audience who a lot of people are like hustlers and growth-oriented, I think in that culture of I'm going to make myself better every single day, the intent of that slogan, which started off well, which is, listen, don't take the easy way out by not telling your wife that you cheated because down the line, this is going to create a whole bunch of fucking problems for your relationship, just became never do the easy thing, ever. She's like, that's terrible advice. Sometimes it's totally great to just achieve a goal by doing it in a way that's easy.
Yeah, this is but I think you get okay. But like, as I reflect on my own childhood and it's like, how would you raise a kid well? This is part of the issue is that every situation is infinitely complex, and the language that we give in terms of advice is not. And so even with the best of intentions, as you're instructing kids, or even sometimes on Patreon, where I'll be like, oh, no, in these type of situations, what you want to do, that can always be limiting to people's lives in negative ways. So I'm sure if you went through our Patreons or whatever, I've said slogans that are similar to this. And I know that somewhere in somebody's mind that got stuck in their head is like, Charlie says, do the hard thing or whatever, which is just definitely not what I would ever intend to say, but may have literally said at some point. So it's just like, that's one of the things about kids. I look at some of the life lessons that I drew from my parents without ever realizing I drew them. I was like, oh my God, that was pretty fucking black and white.
Yeah.
And probably not intended that way, or even if it was intended that way, is a really foolish way of looking at the world. And I think that's just what happens, and that's how people get limiting beliefs, and makes it impossible to grow up without them because you're just a dumb little black and white machine.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, basically, it's impossible.
Never talk to strangers, and like all of a sudden your mom collapses and there's one person there. And you're just like.
Well, that's also this is a hard tangent, but it is funny. The advice we grew up with, it's like, don't talk to strangers. Don't get into cars with people you don't know.
Yeah.
All the advice we were given is now exactly how you live your life.
Yeah.
It's like connect with people on the internet that you don't know and then get in the car with strangers.
Yes, exactly. It's literally how I commute. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.